two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Fielded right around the 8. And able to get this out to the 25.
Let's go! Let's go!
So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Back to throw.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. Here's 2nd and goal. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Armadillos on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
On 2nd down now,
Wilkinson.
they do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Bush. He finds his man, complete. That's Bradley. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. On now is the Packers punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Right back to him on first down. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. On 3rd down, Wilkinson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
On 1st and 10, Bush. Oh, he stays up, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Houston set to take over.
And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
That catch is number 819 of his career. It ties him with Hall of Famer Steve Largent.
who did things largely below the radar? Not this guy. 819 catches, that speaks loudly in volumes.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now back to throw. This one complete to Patton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A huge play there for Houston.
And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
They're going to look to throw. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. This will go as an 11-yard loss there on 1st and goal.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a solid pickup, 8 yards, but work still to do now on 3rd and goal.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked.
And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again.
They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
On 2nd down, Wilkinson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The numbers for him from a week ago. 17 carries, 80 yards.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
To throw on 2nd down, Bush. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. After the sack, they'll come come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off at the 35. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives, and you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. Think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Throwing to start the drive. Bush. Quick hitter here. It's complete. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now a give right side. Wilkinson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Bush. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd down now, Wilkinson. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Looking to throw. Bush. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. Back to throw. Bush. It's caught on the right side. Williams. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Looking to throw. Bush. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Back to throw again. and escapes the sack. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
Yeah, I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Bush. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
On now is the Packers punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he's brought down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On first down, French. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Now a give, right side. It's French. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. On third down, French. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Come on, fellas.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
After the sack, it's second and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll drop to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. He'll drop to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And got his man complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
You'd think defenses might be a little more prepared for plays like this because so many offensive coordinators, when they get the ball after a turnover, they do like to dial up a deep ball right away. And if I were a defensive coordinator in this league, that's exactly what I would say to my defense before they went out to play. In this case, though, they didn't get the message, and a big play resulted.
Throwing on first down. Bush over the middle. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. To throw on 3rd down. Bush going to throw deep for the end zone.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
That's a good job there, creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold him to 3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Now it's Hyde on the return.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 4. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's French.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They'll look to throw again. Lets this one rip toward Graham. This is caught at the 20. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. A big play there just before halftime.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play, with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now here's the call.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Josh Allen, 3 touchdown passes as his guys moved to 2-0 on the young season. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams. Trey Lance with a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. The Bucks were losers in their opener, but they get back to even with the win on the road. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they did not have the same kind of success on the ground. They struggled to get the run game going to this point, as you see there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled into 20. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to being who I am, which is pretty darn good. Let's go play the second half.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Harrington.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. They'll keep it on the ground. It's French, and he'll take this one down to the 36. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Back to throw here. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Graham. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Armadillos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Point after here coming up. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Off the play fake. Bush. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Well, that's 2 sacks in this game, so add that to the 4 from last week. I think that's 6.
Good math. Excellent math. And look, he's going to get all the attention. He deserves it. He got home and got the quarterback on the ground. But that's a concentrated team effort because you got a lot of guys who occupy blockers to allow him access to rush the passer.
On 2nd down, Wilkinson. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Bush. He finds his man, complete. That's Bradley. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
On 3rd down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the 1st down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
On now is the Packers punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return.
Houston's offense taking over again.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Yeah, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's long. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Shoves him away. Shreds the tackle. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
I've seen that play a couple of times already.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's French.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. French. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Armadillos add 6 to their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Second and 8. Looking to throw. Bush. And that is incomplete here. But the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
On now is the Packers punter, standing just outside his own goal line. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Second and 9 now. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Here we go on second and 12. The connection made. It's Graham. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Let's go.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
They'll run on first down. It's French, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. A gain of 3, second down. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. They'll keep it on the ground. French, and he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 18-yard line. On third down, it's French. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong. I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Armadillos are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you. No question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his third.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Back to throw. Bush. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Looking to throw. Bush. Going to throw right side here. Complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. And a really unbelievable play there on 4th and long. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far, but you've got to figure when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 2nd and 3 from the 9. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's got it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Well, he gave one defender the slip, but others waiting in the wings and dropping him behind the line.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Three red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. Thompson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That 2nd down play, and that's a -4.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Back to throw. Bush. And it's caught. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Completed pass, brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, fourth quarter, you're going. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he'll be caught behind the line of scrimmage at the 3. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. On 1st down, French. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. It's French, and this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, French, and he is going to have the 1st down as he's up to his own 13-yard line.
Come on, fellas.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's French. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. Lets this one rip toward Graham. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, French. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And they'll send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bush. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Bush. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Space to run past the 20, and he'll finally be taken down at the 18. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now a throw here, hauled in, and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
They'll run on first down. It's French, and he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. French, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for our visitors, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.